Hey, what's up everyone? Crew Danny here. Today I want to address a question that students often ask me is how to harden your shin bones for Muay Thai. Now, I want to really address the fact that some people will use rolling pins, sticks, bottles and whatnot. I've never used that stuff. I've been around some of the toughest Thai people in the world throughout my Muay Thai journey, and all of them never use this as well. I've never seen anybody use this, okay? So I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm just gonna share today my thoughts on how to toughen your shin bones. My shins are pretty tough, and the way I condition them is just by rope skipping, jogging, sometimes jogging on my toes, a lot of Thai pads, and I'm gonna talk to you today about the heavy bag, all right? So just constant training, constant kicking the Thai pads. If you ever had good quality Thai pads, they're pretty hard. So that's gonna toughen your shin bones. And then heavy bag training as well. Of course, not a soft bag, but some tough, hard bags like we have in our school. Our bags are long Thai heavy bags, 6 feet tall, and they're very hard. Now, how do you condition is just with time. And plus, you're gonna be sparring a lot too. So there's two types of sparring that I used to do with the shin guards, of course, and we go a little bit harder. And then, you know, just the roughing up and the banging and clashing of your shin bones, you're gonna create some bumps, and eventually, you know, you just get more tough. They toughen up a little bit, but it's the mental aspect as well that you're just not gonna feel the pain as much because you kind of get used to it. You're accustomed to the banging of your shin bones a little bit more. Now, you can toughen them up just a little bit by training the heavy bag. If you're alone at home, you have a heavy bag, okay? So if you look at here, I have this humongous Muay Thai heavy bag. This is like 350 pounds, all right? So I'm gonna kick this a lot of times. What I used to do is just slam the shin bones in. You don't have to go super hard, but just constant kicking of just ramming the shin bone, constantly into the bag. Every time I used to finish my Muay Thai trainings, I used to go on the heavy bag and do 100 kicks on the right side and 100 kicks on the left side, and that would be it. And I would do that on a daily basis. And eventually I wouldn't feel my shin bones anymore. So that's just my recommendation on how. Now, not everyone has this humongous heavy bag, all right? So if you have a regular bag, here's a good drill that I can teach you guys is this, all right? Grab a regular bag and now swing the bag to one side. So you just push it, but as it returns, you meet it halfway. So you push the bag just for an exercise, and when it comes back, you slam your shin bone into the bag. Once again, you don't need to go hard. A lot of people think they need to kick hard. You need to slam the shin bone correctly onto the meat portion of your opponent, in this case the heavy bag, to have a good effect with your shin bone, right? It's a shin kick. This is why we refer to it as such. Now there's one more tool that I like to use is at the end of my gym in our academy, we have sandbags as well. They're regular heavy bags that I've actually put a lot of sand inside, and those are hard as rock. This one you have to be very careful because when you kick that bag, you have to go, you know, about 30-40%, okay? You just touch your shin bone. So if this was the big sandbag, you would just do this constantly on it. And this reminds me of one last drill that I used to do a lot with my Ajahn, is he would have me lean onto the bag, just like this. Just lean onto it and just constantly just slamming my shin bone and the top of my ankle onto the heavy bag, and sometimes using the sandbag as well. So this is just to address how you should condition your shin bones training in Muay Thai. So I just say it's just time, all right? Don't use these sticks and start banging your shins. All you're gonna do is injure yourself, all right? I don't believe in those methods. Some students asked me before, crew, should I use the rolling pins? Should I roll my shin bones on glass bottles? Should I bang my shins with sticks? I've never done this stuff personally. All right, so I'm not saying that it didn't work for some people, but I don't recommend it. So I wanted to talk about this in this video, guys, just in case you guys were wondering how to toughen your shin bones. Anyone who's trained with me knows my shin bones are hard, so I've never used that stuff. So basically, lots of training, lots of shin kicking on the heavy bags and the Thai pads, and don't worry about anything else. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you in the next Muay Thai video. Take care. Whoosh.